Hey everyone, the new Paddington movie is out, Paddington in Peru, which was released in the UK months ago, but it's finally here in the US. And it stars Hugh Bonneville, Emily Mortimer, Olivia Colman, Antonio Banderas, and of course, Ben Whishaw as the voice of Paddington. And this is the third installment of the much loved series. However, this time Paddington and the Browns take off on a journey to Peru to visit Aunt Lucy. But things, as you can imagine, with Paddington don't go as planned. So, is this latest adventure a worthy continuation of the Paddington franchise? Let's dig in, but first, please be sure to give this review a thumbs up, subscribe, and share this review with a friend who might be thinking about going to see this movie. All right, so Paddington in Peru. This is London's favorite marmalade-obsessed bear, and he sets off on vacation with the Browns to visit Aunt Lucy in Peru. However, once they get there, Paddington learns that his Aunt Lucy is missing. A little note that the Reverend Mother of the retirement home for bears left out of her letter, with only a bracelet left behind as a clue to where she is. They're kind of stuck. They don't know what to do. And so they start thinking they have to go find her. So Paddington and the Browns are determined to figure out what happened to Aunt Lucy, retrace her steps, and that basically leads them deep into the Peruvian jungle. They hire a riverboat captain, Captain Hunter Cabot, played by Antonio Banderas, and his daughter to guide them along their way. However, Cabot is both a help and a hindrance, driven by his own obsession with rumored hidden treasure. The journey that follows is full of humor, adventure, and those heartwarming moments that you expect from a Paddington film, plus a giant purple spider. But let's not dwell on that because I'm afraid of spiders. From the start, Paddington in Peru really delivers exactly what fans of the series have come to expect. A sweet, wholesome story with strong performances from well-known actors. It's fun, well acted, and perfect for kids and families. The humor, it really does land well, especially for a younger audience. And while nothing in the film is particularly surprising or new, it's solid. It's an enjoyable film. That said, if you've seen the first two Paddington films, there isn't much here that feels fresh or new. It follows the same familiar beats with Paddington's well-meaning antics, heartwarming moments, and the charmingly quirky supporting cast of the Browns. The biggest change is taking the show on the road from London to the jungles of Peru, which is a nice change of scenery, honestly. Plus, I kind of like the idea of a retirement home for talking bears, and it really is everything you would expect in a Paddington film. While the entire cast does a great job, I kind of think Olivia Colman steals the show as the Reverend Mother of the retirement home for bears, bringing just the right mix of quirky humor and warmth to her role, making her the most entertaining part of the film. Antonio Banderas as Hunter Cabot adds an interesting dynamic. His character is flamboyant, larger than life, and constantly torn between helping and scheming and trying to do things. He's actually a pretty fun addition to the film. Then we have Hugh Bonneville and Emily Mortimer. And Emily Mortimer actually replaced Sally Hawkins as Mary Brown. So that is one cast change that you'll notice. And they both do a really fine job maintaining that steady, heartwarming family dynamic that we've come to expect from the Browns. And of course, Ben Whishaw continues to embody Paddington perfectly, making the bear as lovable as ever. One big improvement in the film is how realistic Paddington and the other bears actually look. The CGI has evolved significantly, making them more lifelike while still maintaining their signature animated charm. The jungle settings and the action sequences are visually impressive. They add to the adventurous feel of the movie, which I think kids will really enjoy. despite the positives, I don't know, it doesn't quite reach the heights of Paddington 2 for me. That film had a certain amount of magic, primarily due to Hugh Grant's fantastic performance, which made it the best of the series so far, in my opinion. This latest film, while good, it falls into some formulaic patterns and delivers the surprises and payoff exactly as you would expect, which makes it a satisfying story, if not very inventive. So, despite some interesting new characters and story choices, it basically just keeps treading water. At its core, Paddington in Peru is a decent, well-paced, visually engaging film that is full of the same warmth and humor that has made this series so loved. So, is the film worth the price of a ticket? I gotta say, yeah, especially if you were looking at a matinee with kids or with friends, since it is an easy recommendation for families looking for a fun afternoon at the theater, because it really does deliver what it promises. And nowadays, that's not always a given with films. And it may not be groundbreaking, but it is still a great way to spend an hour and a half. For those who aren't diehard Paddington fans, you might not feel compelled to rush to the theater, but it's definitely worth a watch when it hits streaming. One last note, don't forget to stick around for the post-credit scene. It's one of the highlights of the film. I promise you'll enjoy it. So, have you seen Paddington in Peru? How do you think it stacks up against the first two films? Is Paddington 2 still your favorite? Or what about Paddington 1? Let me know in the comments. Let me know how it works out. And don't forget to give this review a thumbs up, subscribe for more. And while you're here, hey, why not check out one of these reviews? Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. Bye for now. I'll see you later.